Yeah, got it. So who's going to talk first? Who's going to make the speech first?
Mm,
Tika, did you want to what we call it, give your speech first, or should I start it first?
May you start it?
I start it first. Okay, I can start it first. Okay, good. Wait, please wait. Please wait a second. Okay. Um. Yeah, okay. Hi and assalamualaikum to Fi and Dika. Hi. Hi. My name is Intan Shafiza Halida as for your speaker for today. I have choose the topic on trigger of mental illness. Many know, but how much care? So the reason I choose this topic is because I have struggled with depression for many years, and also I have saw how many people how many people struggle and suffered with this mental health issue. Yet when they were asked, most of them doesn't really know what's triggering their mental issue. These have shown that the majority of the patient, mostly in Malaysia, aren't really aware of their condition. So, for a starter, did you know that most psychiatric survivors rejected the term mental illness altogether? The terms are now more preferred to be called medical model of mental health more than the mental illness model. Not preferred that one. As our generation get move on with the timeline of life, so the words get modernized by the timeline lah. Timeline. Um, and most of the people do know the general causes of the mental health problem that really happen, but they doesn't really give it much care. uh in the book of This Is Depression by a psychiatrist named Diane McIntosh, she has shared all her experience in 20 years of working with patients who have suffered a mental health issue. I do really recommend this book for you guys if you want to read it, for to increase your knowledge about the mental health issue lah. It's a really good book. So as I said before, what is the causes, the main causes of mental health that happen? The main causes that most big cause, the roots is the stressful life situation. What is a stressful life situation? Anything can be a stressful life situation. It can be assignment, friends, parents, anything. So what I'm going to point out is one of the stressful life situation that can develop a mental health issue is a childhood history of abuse or neglect. Did you know that in 1975, a scientist named Edward Tronick and his friend developed an experiment to an infant baby? The name of the experiment is the still face experiment, which has affected a lot of emotional trauma to the babies involved during the experiment. The experiment is very simple. The parent itself doesn't have to show any emotion to the baby itself, and then they will record what the baby will do. And as a child, they don't really understand anything complicated that happening around them, but they learn and feel by looking to the parents behavior and their face. Imagine if the kids grow around people who cannot control their emotion, or not even giving any of attention to them. The child will become very vulnerable to emotion as they grow up and doesn't really understand how to handle emotion throughout their life. And for an example, not able to understand and handle emotion whether it ourselves or with people around us, can put our mind under intense stress. This will cause them to develop many issues depending on how the child cope with the trauma itself. Some will develop a trust issue, with people surrounding them, and some will also become a people pleaser, as they doesn't want anyone to the other party to feel any discomfort while they were ignoring their own comfort zone. And for the second stress example of stress-like situation is an ongoing chronic medical situation. As you know, as a healthy person, we have a lot of thing to think, a lot of thing to think lah. And when a person, majority of people who have a certain unfortunate situation, like we face like cancer or anything that chronic, they will have they will face with the depression, as they feel that the situation cannot be helped or even be cured. And when they will learn about the news of their new condition, medical condition, most of them will be fall into a state of denial, which also can mess with their mental health. Uh, these states can be temporary or long lasting, determined to the patient itself and the people around them to help the patient fight with the mental illness alongside with the medical condition they have. As you know, our emotion control our chemical balance in our body. So when we cannot control our emotion during we are sick or having a stressful situation, our body will collapse. Even the defense system will collapse itself. And uh, in another word, when our defense system collapse, it also will make our situation and our condition will worsen during the time. But um wait, wait, I lost it. But um but sometimes this this issue cannot be helped, as this is the biggest root of the mental health issue. um uh, in summary, the factor of mental health is not only one thing. No matter wherever your problem is big or small, a stressful issue can be various to people. And please never think that any of your issue is not important as many other people. I have mentioned that many people have their own limits. So please don't compare your problem with other people's problem, as people have their own stress limit in their life. So that is more for my main point. That's it. Thank you. So any other any people? Ika or P?
Okay. Uh, uh, do, do you want to ask the question, Hafiza, to Intan?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So I will talk about my topic. It's also about mental health. So if you notice, year by year, month by month, week by week, and day by day, uh, there are many people suffer the mental illness, and not only in and most of them that suffer mental illness is from a country with a very uh from a country like Japan, Korea, uh ah like that, and most of them, because of they suffer that, they kill themselves in the forest. And also Malaysian also suffer that, Actually, this is not really new, but I thought this is new. Apa? There are. I thought there two or one people, a person. He is a man. He commit suicide. Uh, in my area. I live at Banting, by the way. And even though so many people suffer this, our society still think that if someone that suffer mental health, they think that he's loss of faith, they less education, uh they have they not even strong emotionally. Actually, this is not because of it. It's it's sick is sick. It's still a sick. Just like physical, just like physical health. Where if we sick, that's sick. We don't. Sometimes we don't know what's the cause of that. Uh, that's mental illness. So there are many mental illness out there, but I just choose three because this three is commonly in our society. Firstly, firstly, addiction. What's the meaning of addiction? Addiction is a person compulsively persists in certain behavior regardless of consequence. In this case, the frequency and intensity of activity increase, and when the person stops, she experience unpleasant feeling or emotional. I give you an example like addiction of drug. If the person addiction to drug, uh, they will they cannot stop off it, and if we force them to stop it, they will how to say, they cannot like cannot move on in macam tu ah. Also, okay, what's the symptom of addiction? Firstly, impacted control and social problem. Impacted control is just like what I say just now. They cannot control themselves. They just they they cannot stop take the drug or watching pornography or or something like that. Okay. Second, social problems. I give you the example of social problem. They cannot the social problem. They always attend late to school or work just because of their addiction. That's one of social problem actually. A third, they making excuse or lying. For example, we make a assignment, grouping assignment, but they always making excuse or lying because they are too addicted, and sometimes they forget about it. And the last one, they engaging in risky behavior in order to continue with activity. For example, I take drug addiction. Uh, when we when a drug, we need a money to buy it, but that person they didn't have money to take it. So what do? They steal the money. They steal the money. Selalu commonly they steal the money, or they pretend to be to sedekah. Okay, so this addiction has treatment. The answer is yes. So what's the treatment? What's the treatment? The treatment is talk therapy. Talk to therapy. About this, we can make sure she or he to meet psychiatrist, or they can meet uh individual, the individual that we can trust the individual. Second, medication to control drug cravings. It is referred to actually to someone to drug addiction. And the third, detoxification and rehabilitation service. About the medication and detoxification, they can do that in with therapies actually. Okay, that's addition. The third is the third pula. The second is anxiety. So, what's the meaning of anxiety? Actually, anxiety is a common emotion when dealing with daily stress and problem. But when these emotions are persistent, excessive, and irrational, and affect a person's ability to function, anxiety can be a disorder. And there are 4 types of anxiety disorder. That's it: phobias, panic, stress disorder, and obsessive obsessive compulsive disorder. The short form is OCD. Have you heard of OCD?
No.
What's the symptom of OCD? There are so many, but that they are always in confusion, and their muscle always tension. They are palpitations, and they are difficulty breathing, and there are also a sense of helplessness. And this is also anxiety people. They also suffer repeated negative thoughts. Okay. From these symptoms, we can give them treatment by simple strategies. Simple strategies, what I mean is give them relaxation such as exercise, give them holiday, watch a movie. But I suggest you don't watch a movie that give them sad ending or something like that. That's make them will suffer maybe. Also, they should do psychotherapy, and sometimes used together with medication to reduce and eliminate signs and symptoms are works too. Okay, that's all. That's all. And the last point is so many people suffer this mental illness, that is depression. What's the meaning of depression? Depression is a low mood that lasts for a long time, affecting everyday life. Depression are triggered by a mix of genetic, psychological, and environment factors. Also, the risk of becoming depression can be increased by life events such as stressing, they doing assignment, work, toxic friends, or something like that. And the symptoms of depression is they are persistent sadness, loss of interest in activities, loss of appetite, feeling restlessness, and easily agitated. So, depression person, they need to get treatment, and the treatment is talk therapy with therapists or psychiatrist. They also need exercise, and I suggest if depression person, they need to exercise with their best friend or their family, so they not feel loneliness. And depression people, we need to support them because they think they are loss of support, so we need to support them. And also antidepressant works to them, but if the someone that suffer depression is children or adolescents, it's not recommended because antidepressant is suitable for adult or young adult. So from this, I can conclude that mental illness, we sometimes we don't know what's the cause of it, but we can solving it. And that's all for me. Thank you. Sorry for my speech today.
It's okay, Ika. We can learn together. And it's a good point that you'll have for your depression things. I like how they will have to go and spend their time with their loved ones. And this is a good point for depression. I might take that one. So we have the last one is Fee. Hafiza?
Hi. Okay, my topic is different from you guys. The topic that I have chosen is advantage of online shopping. So the general purpose of this speech is to give exposure on the easier way of buying things and handling money. Despite having much more time on surveying for price. Now, let's move on to the introduction of the speak. As we all know, every social class in our country is using the internet is a greater number of the time every day. Do you know that both urban and rural area in our country seeing an increasing in internet users? Constantly or not, everyone now uses the internet, especially with the development of 4G and 5G technologies. There is no doubt that 1 in 10 houses in our country uses the internet for a variety of functions regarding to statistics. Today, more customers are preferring to online shopping for all of their needs as a result of how freely available internet access is. Today, you can get food, electronic, clothing, shoes, and even groceries online. To ease the amount in inflation which has increased recently, society is now busier than ever with their daily routine of working to earn a living. In keeping with their peer discussions, the majority of individuals do not have time for leisure activity. Another option to support communal life with infrastructure and other advantage is through the internet. The internet may make buying item, particularly groceries, easier for someone who doesn't have time for leisure activity or other commercial activity. By using the internet, the community can carry out their daily routine more quickly and effectively. So the main point for this briefly included easier price comparison, save time, and can check the detail of the items displayed on the internet. First advantage of online shopping is easier price comparison. Online comparison and pricing survey is more convenient. When looking for item, for instance, you may discover access to the cheaper pricing as well as user review and product comparison for every alternative available. For the majority of item in shop, we can look up real world experience, renting and review. When we window shop, we must visit each store to compare things, and not all shop carry what we are searching for. Moving to the second point, you can save your time even more little item. There are occasions when you have a wait in long line at grocery store. You can simply shop from the comfort of your own home. So avoiding those lines is helpful. Therefore, a variety of product available of available for you to browse. We pick and order without wasting time. No need to visit other store at this time. There is no set time limit. You can shop whenever and from anywhere. People prefer internet shopping in large cities to avoid exhaustingly congested traffic. Lastly, we can check the detail of the item display on the internet. The majority of customer read product review online together info from those who have already used the product. Online review enable us to learn more about a product feature and benefit. For instance, if we plan to buy clothing, we can read the review of that item and discover that some consumer have also upload image themselves wearing the item. As a result, we can shop wisely. Future buyer convinced by review and can make wise purchases. So online shopping give us many benefit, as I said before. So that's all for me.
Thank you, Hafiza. I mean that your topic is very interesting about how the online shopping, the advantage and of online shopping. That is very good. Good topic, as we are living in in a time of all the things is on internet. That's a good point. But I want to ask, for my topic, what should I use for my visual aids? Should I use graph, or should I just use a simple image?
I think simple image is better.
Simple image is better, but I do feel like I want to include the graph, as for I want to show the statistic of the mental health issue that's happening in Malaysia. I think that's a good thing to include a graph, or is it a
Both, I
pie
think
chart is better? I don't
Uh,
really.
I think graph is better because we can see the uh, population people who suffer mental illness every year
Ah, I
in world
do.
or in Malaysia.
So we can do comparison, right?
Yeah, I understand for that. Okay, thank you. I just a little bit confused of how I'm going to use like visual aids for make people understand about more depression things stuff like that. So our meetings conclude here. Okay. Thank you, Hafiza. Thank you, Zulaika. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.